Hey, how's it going? It's Carl, aka Carl Drum Tech. I'm here right now in the French Quarter of New Orleans, Louisiana. And today behind me we have a statue of Mr. Henry Clay. I didn't know who he was, so I Googled him. I guess he was a prominent member of the House of Representatives, Senate, things like that. And yeah, so I guess he has a statue over here. But today I want to talk about another Clay, and his name is Clay Travis. Now, he's kind of being made popular right now, or unpopular, amongst the marching band community because of recent comments he made on his Twitter, where he talks about how maybe there shouldn't be marching bands in the football halftimes. And probably, he was talking about, like the length of, the timeouts or the length of, the halftime, and it just kind of extends the game, something like that, something along those lines. And he just, maybe he suggested, in a very strong way that marching bands shouldn't be performing during those halftime breaks. Now, predictably, a large contingency of the marching band community, especially on Twitter, when they see comments like these, they tend to get upset and very offended, okay? So I just kind of wanted to comment upon my take on that kind of situation. Like I said, it's not really like a big thing right now. I mean, I think it's only big on Twitter, and I don't even think it's really that big. I mean, it's kind of spilled over to Instagram and stuff like that, where people are upset at, Mr. Clay Travis and things like that. So, but I think no matter how big it gets or small, I mean, I think this is very similar to, what happened with Jim Rome. Jim Rome also recently, maybe like 1 or 2 years ago, made similar comments where he said something along the lines of, band members are still dorks, or something like that, something to that effect, right? Where he's just like saying band members are dorks and, or geeks or whatever. And a huge congregation of, the marching band community definitely got together, got upset, flamed him, shamed him, just, kind of qualified themselves like, marching band is great, da 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 da. And eventually Jim Rome, relented, and he was like, okay, cool, Band Nation, I hear you, I take it back, it's all good, no offense, all right? So that's what happened. If you haven't heard about it, go read, Jim Rome, marching band, things like that, and then you'll see all about it. But in this case, Mr. Clay Travis, similar thing has happened, where, members of the marching band community are flaming him, shaming him, retweet, tweeting at him, saying that, he's a jerk and all that stuff. I mean, Clay has also, tweeted out some of the messages that he's received. Some of it is very, brutal. Some of it's very not nice, I guess is the nice way I could put it. Clay Travis, you should die. It's really bad, right? So, because they're just so upset, right, about what he said. And, but for the most part, Clay Travis is not exactly apologizing. He's not saying, sorry, band guys. He's just, he's kind of like, in some ways, what I see is that he's kind of living it up. He's kind of like, enjoying the spotlight. And I mean, why shouldn't he? I mean, before all this, I had no idea who Clay Travis was. But now, the band community is kind of blowing him up a little bit, and now he has fame. And it's like, if you wanted him to kind of like, be silent and, have his comments not be like taken into consideration, maybe he shouldn't have been blown up. Maybe he shouldn't have been brought out into the forefront like this and have people say, march on Clay Travis, as the hashtag says, right? Or march on Clay, I think is the hashtag. And, I think the thing I want to comment on is like, just basically the overall response we have to situations like this. And in this case, I don't think the comments were that offensive. I mean, Jim Rome's comments were probably more offensive, if you can be offended by that kind of thing. And I guess that's my main topic right now, is just like, don't get offended by things like that, all right? So if you're in the marching band community and people make comments about how you're a geek, you're a dork, you're a nerd, you shouldn't be performing at halftime performances, like, whatever, like, who cares? It's like, yes, I am Carl Drum Tech. I came from that community, I am in that community right now. I am trying to elevate the community. And what I'm trying to say is, like, when people make these negative comments, you should let that brush over you, because at the end of the day, if what you're doing is awesome, which it is, if it's cool, which it is, if it's something that is worthwhile and is something that, it takes a lot of dedication and should be admired, it is. And there's nothing anybody can say that can change that. And when you kind of like get offended and you say, no, but marching band is this, marching band is that, and you qualify yourself and you qualify the activity, it kind of just like you look like you're crying about it, and it makes the marching band community in some ways look very bad, because now we're saying that we're not enough, we're not cool, we're not, we're easily affected by these outside, comments, and we just have to like stand up and defend ourselves and like qualify ourselves, like, well, marching band is this, and marching band is that, and marching band, blah, 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 blah. Like, yo, if somebody makes a comment about you, no matter what, this can be taken in any context. Like, if they say they don't like your shoes, if they say that you're not a cool person, if people like make fun of you, like you're short, like I got that all the time, right? Or it doesn't matter, like if they say you're ugly, if they say whatever, if your perception is high, right? If you have like a very high self-esteem and you see yourself as this awesome, cool person that's attractive, that's awesome, that is, has really cool, is into really cool things like marching band, well, there's nothing anybody can say that can touch that, yo. Like, your confidence has to be so strong that like, if somebody says anything, it's like, okay, great. Anyways, like that's literally the response, right? Because it's like, it's just noise. It's just talk. It's just, there's nothing that can happen that's gonna make you go, oh, it is nerdy, huh? Oh, I'm not that cool, huh? Like, there's nothing that's gonna happen, right? It's like you're still gonna maintain this aura of, I am the shit. Like, I am awesome. Marching band is the shit, and I don't care what you think about it. If you think it's nerdy, if you think it's geeky, yeah, it kind of is. Well, so are like, basketball players. They're nerdy about basketball. They're geeky about basketball. It's just like society has told them that that is the cool thing to do, and marching band is not, right? So if you want to change the perception, if you want to change the game, if you want people to see marching band as something cool, then just don't be affected by comments that say that marching band is not cool. Right, just carry on. Just carry on with your day. Like, yep, what I'm doing is cool. I don't care what you think. All right, great. And if people come up to you and say like, yo, that's cool, and you're like, yeah, that's right. And if people say, yo, marching band is not cool, you say, yeah, whatever. Like, that's literally the response you should have, and that is what's going to elevate the activity. And I mean, I also see, there's another thing that kind of like made of its viral rounds, so to speak, the letter about the marching band kid. Like, the marching band kid works hard and he sweats and he like, and like he just needs a hug. He just needs a hug. And I mean, I don't want to like totally discount something like that. I mean, at the end of the day, yes, I mean, we do work really hard. I think it would be nice if we kind of got recognition and things like that. But I mean, again, it just puts us in a position where it's like we need a hug, like, because we're doing marching band stuff. I mean, like people who work out, people who like, who do sports and work their butts off, people who, like strive at the highest levels and like really like hustle, like, do they need a hug? You know what I'm saying? Like, do they need like, like, you're doing a great job, Johnny, like, like, I'm just trying to look at it from a different perspective, okay? So, don't take anime comments to start like, like negging out on me and stuff like that. I'm just trying to say, right, that it's like, if you are awesome, if you are cool, then, maintain that, awesomeness, right? You don't need like a hug from somebody. You don't need somebody to pat you on the back and say, hey, yeah, great job. Like, yeah, I'm not saying it's nice, it's not nice to hear. I'm not saying that, we shouldn't get acknowledgement here and there. But at the end of the day, it's like, like, let's not have this persona of, pity us. Or, oh, woe is the band nerd. Like, like people are like always stepping on us. We gotta step up and like defend ourselves. Like, no, let's not do that, all right? So step it up, like, what I mean by step it up is like, like step up your confidence level. Embody the feeling that marching band is cool and that nothing anybody can ever change that. There's absolutely nothing anybody can say, right? So that is the feeling that I'm trying to convey to you. That is how we elevate the community. And if we have that feeling of like, we are awesome, we are cool, and nothing changes that, then people will start to realize that we are cool and that we are awesome. But if we sit here and cry about every single negative comment, then yeah, we're not going to be seen as cool. We're going to be seen as less than, right? Because we're constantly like qualifying ourselves. We're constantly like, trying to say no, like, no, we are cool. Blah, blah, blah. Like if like cool people don't do that, right? People who are confident don't do that. People are just like, all right, yeah, whatever, right? sweet. Like people who are confident, people who believe in what they do. I mean, if Kobe Bryant, right, one of the best basketball players of all time, were to tell him that if somebody told him that basketball wasn't cool, do you think that would affect him?
There you go.
Probably not, right? So, hi, how's it going? So back to my earlier comment, right? So, you know, if somebody were to come up to Kobe Bryant and say, you know, hey, basketball is not cool, do you think Kobe Bryant would be offended? Do you think Kobe Bryant would be like, no, man, basketball is awesome. Like, man, basketball, like, you know, I need a hug, man. Like, right? That's not gonna happen, okay? If somebody told that to LeBron James, if somebody told that to, like, you know, the president, like, you know, you're not cool, like, you're not awesome, like, come on, all right? So that is the way to go. That is the attitude you need to have. You need to, like, rise up to that, you know, mentality, and that is what's going to elevate the entire activity, okay? So hopefully you guys like this video. Hopefully, you know, please, if you think that somebody could use this, the comments that I have today, please make sure you share this video. If you like the video, as always, please make sure you hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, or if you'd like to see, you know, a topic that you want to see me like go over, please make sure that in the comments as well. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. I make these awesome videos. It's kind of like off the cuff. It's kind of a little bit, you know, random. It's kind of, but at the same time, you know, it's like I talk about things that are relevant to the activity, and I give my little spin on it based on the things that I've learned in terms of just having better self-confidence, in terms of just like, you know, the things I've learned. You know, obviously there's practical drumming skills involved as well, but at the same time, it's like all about the inner game. It's all about the mindsets that you need to have to be great, not just in drums, but in everything in life, okay? So, yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. And thanks for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. Signing off from New Orleans, Louisiana. Peace out. And as I walk around here in downtown, I guess, New Orleans, or the French Quarter, I just had one more final thing I want to say. Marching band is not for wusses, okay? We know this to be true. We know that we all work hard. We know we hustle. There's some people who, you know, who do marching band and they can't hang. It's not for everybody. It's not for wusses, all right? And if that is true, if that is absolutely true, you're not gonna cry every single time somebody says marching band is not cool, or it's for geeks, or that we shouldn't perform during halftime performances. You wouldn't think any of that stuff. You're gonna carry on. None of this march on clay crap. March, literally just march on. So put on your big boy and big girl pants, all right? And just like carry on, keep hustling, keep working hard, and don't let anybody affect your mindset, all right? Cool, peace out. Step it up, let's go.